You fly to Chicago and you drive the 2 hours to normal and you get to Rivian's factory, you'd see hundreds of them on the concrete outside because Amazon's been pretty chill about taking delivery of them, frankly.
Rawlinson referred to the chart, which compared several rivals, including the Model S, suggesting it would take 8 years for the Model S to reach their current efficiency that Lucid has in their Air Pure.
Imagine a time in the somewhat near future where you can summon a car with no driver and it take you anywhere. All that and more. So let's get to it. At the closing bell on Friday, Tesla was up almost 1% and is up a little bit in the after hours. Currently sitting at $216.34 per share. For the week, up over 8%. For the month, down 16%. But over the past 90 days, up over 24%. It has been an extremely rocky ride as of late, considering Tesla is still down about 13.5% year to date. As always, there is no shortage of volatility when it comes to TSLA. Methinks something big is right around the corner.
You broke some news last night when it comes to Rivian. This is interesting. Pausing production of the EV commercial van that it makes for Amazon. What's going on there?
Yeah, there's some sort of part shortage, which happened at the beginning of August, immediately following the quarterly earnings that they just reported. I don't know which part it is, but essentially, they've just stopped the line until it comes in. You know, it's an example of the kind of disruption that Rivian continues to have to deal with. Importantly, there's no sort of material impact to guidance, right? The line in Normal, Illinois is capable of building about 15,000 of those things you see on your screen. They have a surplus of them anyway. If you fly to Chicago and you drive the 2 hours to Normal and you get to Rivian's factory, you'd see hundreds of them on the concrete outside because Amazon's been pretty chill about taking delivery of them, frankly. And what's interesting is that in the final 3 months of the year, Amazon's busiest period, they actually hold off taking delivery of new vans and expanding their fleets because they're just too busy dealing with holiday traffic and packages. So it's like teething problems, but I want to know more about what's going on. And I think investors set a really high bar for Rivian because of all the names on the cap table, the holders, the amount of cash they're burning through, and it just shows they're not immune to what's going on around the world.
Manufacturing is hard. Any one piece can knock you off course. Manufacturing at scale, which Rivian has yet to do, is a Herculean effort. While I don't think it'll seriously impact their overall numbers for the year, it is something to take note of as Rivian is actively ramping up this R2 platform. Many people like to scoff at Elon about his delayed timelines. Everything's almost about 2 weeks away. Maybe sometime this year we'll get a feature complete FSD. You know what I'm talking about. When looking around at the rest of the automotive industry, no one comes close to the manufacturing prowess that Tesla is capable of. Ramping the Model 3 and Y to volume production, the efforts over there at the Tesla Semi, mind you, many individuals said these things were impossible. Ramping up a revolutionary product like the Cybertruck, these things may take a little bit longer than anticipated, but you cannot deny the execution. What Rivian is going to soon find out is that this isn't as easy as Tesla makes it look.
Leadership at Lucid making some comments, it looks like, on LinkedIn. What's going on there, Jeff?
Yeah, we've got the CEO of Lucid going to LinkedIn, as you said, recently discussing how he thinks Lucid continues to outpace Tesla and other EV makers.
What? Any company that thinks they're outpacing Tesla must be smoking the glass. I hope Peter's family and friends are dedicating an intervention on his behalf.
Saying efficiency is of critical importance to making a better, lighter, more spacious, longer range vehicle, and that directly impacts cost of manufacturing. Therefore, efficiency is arguably the single most valid witness of a company's core EV technology capabilities. He looked at the company, he highlighted, I should say, the 5 mile per kilowatt hour and 146 mile per gallon equivalent that Lucid Air achieves, making it the most cost efficient efficient car to date. Rawlinson referred to the chart, which compared several rivals, including the Model S, suggesting it would take 8 years for the Model S to reach their current efficiency that Lucid has in their Air Pure.
Could someone ask Peter how long it's going to take for Lucid to become profitable? Is that going to happen within 8 years?
He said that Lucid has a significant EV technology advantage. If the closest competitor were to continue their rate of progress, it would take them many years to match Lucid today. So some pretty strong words coming from the CEO.
I mean, really interesting commentary from the CEO, Jeff. I was shocked the way in which they were comparing from a chart of like to Tesla. And I think just right now you're not in a position to be making these claims.
Get 'em! Jenny Horn coming from the top rope.
I've seen Lucid vehicles. They're beautiful. They're very cool. And I can imagine that as far as like efficiency goes, sure. But I just feel like these come at a very interesting time when Lucid stock has gotten killed. And frankly, they're not really a competitor even yet to Tesla.
Ding, 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 ding. Tell her what she's won, Johnny. Your mother. Right. Come on, Peter. Don't throw rocks at the throne. Lucid is simply hemorrhaging money. And while the Lucid vehicles are cool, they are beautiful, beautiful things. For every one they sell, they're losing almost $300,000 on each one. Now, I'm no mathematician, but that seems simply unsustainable. Now, I want Lucid to succeed. I want Rivian to succeed. I don't want to see them struggle, but I gotta call it like I see it. And to be frank, it's tough for me to see Lucid in 2027. No matter how good your technology is, if it don't make dollars, it can't make sense.
Not really. I think there's a couple angles to this. For one, this is not the first time we've seen Rawlinson, maybe take a poke at Tesla. He formerly worked for them. He was the chief engineer, worked on the Model S himself. Elon and Rawlinson have clashed over the years. I think the other thing we can look at from this angle is the technology for Lucid, the differentiating that they're doing might be to try to lead to some more partnerships. We're seeing a lot of names like Rivian, match up with other automakers. This is potentially a way to do that. Honda is reportedly considering a partnership with Lucid already. We know they've entered into a partnership with Aston Martin in the past, back in June of 2023. And for a stock that's had a very bumpy year, investors are looking for some relief here. We have seen 2 consecutive quarters of increases on deliveries, record second quarter vehicle deliveries recently. But nonetheless, the cash situation at Lucid is not good, and investors have really struggled to get behind the stock.
While Rivian is going through some growing pains with their commercial van line, more than likely their R2 line is next. And Lucid desperately tries to convince everyone around them that their product is better. Tesla's on the verge of solving for generalized autonomy. Plenty of money to be made when it comes to the manufacturing of these battery electric vehicles, if you can do that profitably. But the real money will come from the software and everything associated with it. Imagine a time in the somewhat near future where you can summon a car with no driver and it take you anywhere. Highway deaths are reduced from this enormous number of 40,000 a year on US highways down to something manageable in the triple digits, maybe even less. You no longer need to pay attention to the road. You can watch a movie, play a video game, have a meaningful conversation with someone, choose to be more productive, get work done in your commute, or simply get some much needed shut-eye. Take a nap before you arrive at your destination. Along with the complications of manufacturing complex objects, Tesla has taken on board challenges around software and artificial intelligence. And if I must say so myself, it's pretty damn good. In conclusion, in my opinion, there's no need to be worried about Rivian just yet. However, this R2 ramp will be critical to their future success. You don't want to find yourself in a hole where your vehicles are costing more to produce than what you could sell it for. Shout out to Peter Rawlinson over there taking digs at Tesla in order to promote his product, which is losing money at a rapid pace. And if you hadn't noticed, Tesla is trying to find ways to make even more money than they already do. It would appear that FSD Supervised 12.5.1.3 is becoming more and more reliable with every drive, leaving me to wonder, when is this thing going to be unsupervised? When will my AI student driver actually be able to drive without me paying attention? After this past month of using it, I'd say it's a little bit closer than you or I might believe. That's all I've got for you today. Be easy. Peace.